I brought you on, or I wanted you to come on because obviously I think you're doing some incredible things, but also some very interesting things. I think
Thanks.
a lot of people can learn from, especially we have like not a lot, but we have a few younger listeners who obviously they're now going to establish what they want to do in the future. So you do a couple of things.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, do you want me to introduce myself?
Officially.
Okay.
Officially.
So, hi, I'm Tumi. So this is so awkward. I'm Tumi. I'm a co-founder of a youth culture agency called Tag. And I also work in the entertainment and music space. So I contract full-time for a US distributor called 1RPM in music. And I also do work for an independent label called 10% Management, where I manage a DJ and I work across artists in the space, like Millions and etc.
Yeah, I heard about 10%.
Yeah,
that came to mind still.
And then I just do some freelance work on the side because I like money. So I do a lot of freelance work in like events, strategy, and ideation. Yes.
Mm-hmm. How'd you get into that though?
How did I get into that? I went to university.
Where did you go uni?
DMU, the Montfort.
I go DM. What year did you go?
2015.
I was same year.
But did you go there as well?
Yeah.
Oh, but I took a gap year. So I graduated in 2019.
I left after my second year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I was there 15, 17.
It's a brief stint.
Same.
Loan spell.
2015 to 17.
Yeah, I lived in Liberty the first year.
Oh, yeah, see. Okay, cool. I mean, you will learn this about me, but I'm very... I lived in a studio flat.
Bougie with it?
I'm very, not even bougie, I'm just very particular.
What?
So,
How much money you was doing freelance from earlier? How much money you getting in the bag with it?
I was just
second year, I was struggling with that
Well,
shit.
you was in that second year, innit?
Oh, second year though.
Yeah.
I went to visit Kofi, this is nice.
You say that's warm up.
First year I was at Sulet's, and then third...
You let money in first year?
No, I don't think it was that expensive.
Kofi making himself sound real bad right now, you know.
Nah,
they had brown sugar, bro.
You don't know the truth. This is good money.
They had brown sugar, fam.
And then second year I was at Merlin.
Second year's...
And then third year, then I took a gap year, and then third year I lived with two of my friends. But yeah,
good money.
Kofi had like I
didn't really get to experience that whole Leicester DMU thing. I didn't really go out in...
Word.
No, I didn't.
I don't want to get sidetracked. It's just...
Yeah.
So, well, you didn't see her, so you clearly didn't.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
I mean,
you was outside.
I was outside for
You
a
was
bit.
outside.
Yeah, I
For a
went
bit,
outside.
Yeah, but still out there.
Yeah.
I feel like we crossed paths, man.
No, I did not. I wasn't outside. Trust me.
First year, come on.
No, I'm not. I'm telling
First
you.
year,
She was in a studio flat. She's having drinks at the
I'm not
crib.
even genuinely
Just watching us from upstairs.
Look at these brokies.
I didn't really go out.
It's 12 o'clock, should go in bed.
Yeah, just what I mean. I feel like I went out a lot when I was growing up. So by the time I got to university,
You was off it.
yeah, it just didn't really appeal to me.
cooking.
Yeah.
What sixth one did you go?
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. So I went to a college in Walthamstow called Sir Jordan Monarchs backstory, obviously grew up in Peckham. I just felt like I needed to get out of my area because
Walthamstow. I was about to say.
because I just felt like I was not that I was problematic, but I was a bit naughty growing up. So I just needed to meet new people, remove myself from my area, and change of environment, meet new people.
And you made the conscious decision to do that. You felt like you wanted to.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to.
Speak on that briefly though, how important that has been in the transition from who you were to how you are now.
I feel like me moving, going to a college offense, even though my attendance was very poor, it helped me grow like a person. I met my two best friends there, so Alvin and Naomi, and I feel like it wasn't any different. It was like going to a college in South, but nobody knew me there, so I could just get on with what I was doing. I was just there to do my work and go home. There was no distractions until second year, because then you start making you've made friends now. So I just got my work done, innit? And I was in a relationship back then, and I always say that person was a pivotal point to change for me, because before being with them, I was very, once again, problematic, loud, always outside, genuinely always outside. Anyway, ended up going to university, like I said, very quiet, didn't really speak to anyone.
Outside business has stopped.
Yeah, no, I was dead, I didn't like it. Studied economics and politics because I thought I wanted to be a banker. So I thought I wanted to like work in a big bank and make so much money. So in second year was a difficult year for me. So I lost someone that I love, and I took a gap year. And then in that gap year, I was kind of just working, making money. And then I ended up working at Google. And that was...
We're not going to skip. There's a lot of times guests come here and drop these big names, and then we just move as if like, yeah, they just got that. Yeah, we just no.
Let's find out what she was doing at Google, right? It could be anything. With.
Yeah, so I was doing...
hold on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so
How did you get it?
Cool, so I was working in Cafe Warehouse, literally just working in Cafe Warehouse. And this program came around called Top Black Talent, and essentially like Google used to do this program where they would employ like young black people, if that makes sense, or they'll bring them to their office for like 2 days, 3 days to just experience what it is and like get you into like get your foot into the door. So it was like a 2-day program. I kind of applied willingly, like I didn't think I was going to get it. I literally just put in an application. I think you just had to send your CV or something. At this point my CV was very heavily banking related because I thought I wanted to be a banker. So I went, and it was actually really sick. And then because I was working at Carphone Warehouse and they've just launched their new Google Pixel phone, like it was kind of like, okay, cool, there's this girl that works in a phone shop, she could potentially do marketing there. So they offered me, well, I had to interview, done 2 interviews, ended up doing hardware marketing, which was basically marketing for phones.
That's mad, you know.
Yeah, and it was really sick. And like I like worked on some sick projects. So I worked on the EMEA influencer campaign across the hardware phones. And then I left and went back to university to finish my degree.
Was it part-time? Was it
no. I remember I took a gap year, yeah. So yeah, so in my gap year.
So you had the choice to go back if you wanted to?
I had to go back to university. Like when I said to my parents, and my parents are quite liberal.
Yeah.
But then there's also other people that cared about, like, really, I mean, they still do care about me. But at that time, like I said, it was a difficult time. So, like, me taking the gap year, it wasn't just my mum.
It was really a stretch.
It wasn't even a stretch, but because everyone understood why I was taking it and why I needed it. Okay. But it wasn't just my mum and my dad that I'm telling. It was, like, other people that mean a lot to me. Like, look, I'm taking this gap year because I need a break. My brain's just not there. So I had to go back. Like, it was, and even for myself, like, I was going to complete it. But when I went back with a different mindset. Like it was, I don't want to be a banker and I'm not going to do something I don't like just because of money.
Did you change course when you were
No,
back?
I stayed the course, but I like really like tailored it to myself. So I did my dissertation on like Scandal, the TV show.
I know what it is. I've never invested into it. Yeah.
So I've done my dissertation on Scandal, the TV show.
You could do that.
Because I made it tie into politics, right? Okay. Graduated with a first, got 90% of my dissertation, won 2 awards. Like it was, like.
Hey man, we can't drink to that.
You're rushing.
We drink to that.
This is madness.
Drink shots.
Yeah, come on.
Pour a little something for that, man.
We can clap for that. Yeah. When you say 2 awards, what do you mean by 2 awards?
So I got like the highest grade in my year.
Congratulations.
Why are you skipping past this?
I'm not though.
This is black excellence right here. Come on.
Thanks.
No, we got to drink to that.
Congratulations.
We got to drink to that.
Congratulations.
In DMU.
Go get your flowers. Go get your flowers.
Put you in the prospectus. That's what they do.
So they put you in the front picture.
100, bro. Tumi went here.
That's real.
But then after that, it was
massive.
like, I don't want to work in banking. So then I applied for a job at Red Bull. Got it. And it was like a 3-4 month contract. And I was working literally on this, it was 6 months. Anyway, I was working on this project called Amapico. And essentially what it was literally where they took 15 social entrepreneurs to Bradford and we built this experience. So like we built like this social entrepreneur like house where they will come and learn about business and like learn about emotions, etc. Done all the programming. And it was like a 300k budget. There was like 3 of us on the project and it was really sick. But as that was going on, I was also building my youth culture agency. So me and my co-founder, Alvin.
Who you met during college.
Yeah, I met him during college and he's actually like my best, well, not actually, he's one of my best friends. And so during like the difficult time, because he was he in university? I mean, he was in university, but in London. So we just used to go to the library together. Guys, I had no reason to be in the library on my, like, my
when you say library, you're in DMU and he's in London.
No, but like he was based in London at this point.
Okay.
And not like I was in a gap year as well, so we would, and not really a library, like South Bank Centre.
Oh, okay.
We would just go there and just do work. I'm not really doing anything. At this point, I thought I wanted to start a charity, so I thought I wanted to start a cancer charity because, like I said, I lost someone. But like I just realised I was doing affirmation. So like he said, he wants to start giving back to young people. So we literally just like created the Advantage Academy. We done our first like event with Google. So we took 30 young black people to Google, and we done like a hackathon. It was like a 2-3 day challenge, and I feel like I listened to, like, do you know who Grace Beverly is?
I don't know.
Name is mad familiar.
Check her out. So she runs this brand called Tala, which is like a women. She owns like Tala and Shreddy. But anyway, so she was doing this podcast the other day. She was like talking about youthful naivety, like when you're so naive that you just do things and like you don't think about the consequences. So back then, we took 30 young black people to Google. We got like volunteers, which were just our friends, and we ran like a 3-day workshop. Like no experience, no nothing. Like just done it, and it was like really successful. And then from there, Facebook contacted us to do the exact same thing. And it's like, I like just going back to what Grace Baby, like when you're younger, like you're just free to do stuff. Yeah. But then anyway, after Red Bull, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then, do you know, what's her name? Can't remember her name. But then she put me in contact with someone that worked at that owned a talent management. Oh, June Sampong. That's her name, June Sampong.
But her name, all these names are mad.
Okay, cool. Well, she's like the most black famous presenter. She like introduced me to someone that owned a talent management.
Wait, say it again, darling.
June Sampong.
June. Hold on.
June, yeah. Anyway, she introduced me to someone that owned a talent management. I'm just dropping all the names of people that took me on my journey.
Shout out all them people as
honestly.
well.
Big up June, man. Yes, I know who she is. Yeah, old school. She's been in the game for a minute.
So she introduced me to someone
How
that worked at...
her? Sorry, by the way.
So when I working at Red Bull, she was one of the guests that we had, like guest speakers.
No way.
And we were just speaking and
just
like...
chilling, yeah.
She introduced me to someone that worked at talent management, that owned the talent management, and they offered me a job.
Big up June.
And it was a good opportunity, but then lockdown came, just wasn't working. So then I was kind of just existing in this world, building my agency. And then whilst I was at Red Bull, I also met Akua, who is Stormzy's brand manager, because I worked on a project with her. And like she's also been very pivotal to my journey. And then she introduced me to like someone that worked at Atlantic Records. So then I worked at Atlantic Records doing marketing, and that's when I kind of got like my foot into music, which I thought I was going to ask
that as well. I was like, how did you?
Yeah, so it was kind of like just normal marketing at first, then like transitioned into music marketing. Was there for a bit. It was like still lockdown. It was okay. Like it was, yeah. Like for what it was good. And then I ended up after that I left. It's a lot of experience. I left and ended up, like I said, working at a US distro, and then with my agency, we sort of pivoted. So at first we were just helping young people, but then we started saying, okay, cool, we want to work with brands to understand young people. So we've worked like with a few brands at the moment, and I'm still building that. But then with like the stuff like managing and millions, he's probably gonna hate the fact that I'm doing this, but like there's this guy that I grew up with called, I don't really grow up with, he's in my sister's year, called like Christian, but they call him FK. And like he's kind of just like a big brother to me. He sort of trusted me with his business, and sort of like allowed me to see more of myself, if that makes sense. So after I left Atlantic, it was a very problematic like time. I can't get into it too much because I got when I'm rich and famous and I tell that story, god damn it. But yeah, it was very problematic. And when I left there, like loss of confidence, hated the music industry, and he kind of just gave me an opportunity. So that's kind of like what I'm doing now, flourishing, really happy with like everything I'm doing and like where I'm at. And yeah. Do
you know, it's good to hear that. I remember when we used to go gym, I think, and then you was telling me, I think we started talking about like music and stuff. I know. And you was telling me like, yeah, it's not.
Oh no, it's still not it. It's still not it.
But it's better than what you
can meet. Like there are some like good people in the industry that will like give you the platform and allow you to like prosper. Like it but like I do feel like the music industry can be a rat race, and it's like just like everyone chasing and like not sitting down to build new relationships and like really get to know each other. It's just like, oh, what can you do for me?
Yeah,
Or where do you work? Like, oh,
to try and get up.
Do you get what I mean? Or like, oh yeah, like.
So was that like a lot of that in Atlantic? Like, was that?
I wouldn't say it was a lot of that in Atlantic, but it was very like, I just don't think it was a good working environment. I met some amazing people and I have some amazing friends that are from there, but I don't feel it's like the best work environment where you like will develop and prosper and grow. And I just don't think enough people are calling out behaviours that shouldn't be accepted.
I feel you in that.
Yeah.
Is it an ongoing thing though? Like, is it a thing where
I don't know, I can't speak. No, actually it's an ongoing thing. Yeah. But it's okay as well because I feel like everyone, like if you, like wherever you leave, like if, I'm very heavy and like you'll probably realise, my friend always tells me that I'm like, it's like I'm God's helper. But like I just feel like you're going to leave somewhere and God is never going to allow you to lack. Do you get what I mean? Like he put you there for a reason, and like if he takes you out of there, it's because there is something greater on the other side. Like so when I got that job, I thought that was my life. Like I was like, I've never been so happy to get a job. Like even big Google, I wasn't even that happy. Do you know what I mean? I feel like everyone else was more like Atlantic felt like, yes, like I'm finally doing what I want to do. Like
different space.
And then when it's like when you experience it and it's just like, oh shit, like yo, like and then it's like
smoke and mirrors.
Yo. But then you have like, and then God will just be like, yeah, I put you there for a season, but like when I take you out, like it's fine. Like you're always going to be okay. So I just feel like I'm like grateful that I always tell people, and like I don't know if you've realised, they started to call me at church like God's favourite child. I am that, like God, me and him are something special. Like I won't even lie. Like I don't think he's ever like
dog.
That is actually my dog. I don't think he's like, obviously bad things happen, but he's never failed me. Like it's always like I might have the biggest test, but and I've had some really bad tests, but the testimonies are crazy. Like I wouldn't imagine being where I am now, and it's just destiny helpers. Like FK, he didn't have to like, and like I said, I've known him for a very long time, like since I was like in year 7 or year like 6. No, year 5 actually. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he went to your school actually. But he's like 2 years above. But yeah, he didn't have to like extend that hand. He didn't have to trust me with his business. Like he didn't have to do that. And yeah, I have credentials, but when you're building something small, like an independent label, you are a bit more cautious of who you let in. Do you know what I mean? Like everything is very family orientated at 10%. Like you're not like, you might be working with millions, but like he's letting you into his personal space as well. And he didn't have to do that for me, like just because he knew me, and he did. So
I think he's also seen the drive and the work rate.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Like, and like, yeah, he does say like he has seen the drive and the work rate, but I feel like some places I've been in, they've like really, like Atlantic really knocked my confidence. And like he has been one of them people that's helped build it back up. Like he really believes in me. He really trusts me. So I'm really grateful for him.
Well, I want to ask a question about the, like, obviously not to go into the Atlantic experience. But like, just for, because even recently, I got someone who basically they're exiting a job in it. So it could be for whatever reason. But for you, in that period, when you look back at it now, what do you think is like the biggest things that you learned?
So don't be emotional. Do not deal with situations with an emotional outlook. Like you need to learn to like remove emotions from stuff. Like it's so important, because I feel like, you know, when you're just so emotional, like God, like why couldn't I be a man? Like, like no, not like that. But like, do you get what I mean? Like I feel like just don't be emotional with it, because I feel like
how you saying that. I imagine there was moments that you did used to be, or you
crying.
You
know,
guys, how have you learned to like just get stuff
the thing
done?
is, I'm like quite emotional anyway, and like everyone, like even like old managers from when I used to work at Carphone, or even waitress, like they used to say to me like, you wear your emotions on your face too much. So like if I'm having a bad day, you can tell. If I'm having a good day, you can tell.
What's your last time?
A Virgo. Okay. Yeah.
Are you September or October?
It's definitely September and August, but
come on. Oh no!
You got the months wrong, nigga.
I said, come on.
I was actually meant to
Nigga, listen.
I was actually meant to be August. I was meant to say August,
I'm
September.
August, though.
Oh, you're August.
Yeah.
Late August.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
YG
So
fam.
yes. So I feel like learn to just like separate your emotions from stuff, and like really try and like deal with it without like, I don't know, like an emotion outlet, because I feel like you want to be able to state facts in every situation. Like if any disagreement you're having, it's not like, and like you can say, oh, you made me feel like this is, but like, no, you done this, 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 and this. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then also I think it's, I mean, like, I don't know why they're leaving, but for me, it was like one bad seed doesn't mean all the seeds are bad in that pot. Do you get what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, you had a bad experience here, but like, park it. Like, not everywhere's going to be a good experience in it. Like, park it. Like, take the lessons you've learned from it.
I like this new saying. This is that what the young people are saying?
What, park it?
Park it.
I don't know.
I'm getting like, all these, like, there's new stuff. That
yeah, where it's like, park it. Like, charge it to the game.
Charge it. I've been here.
Like,
charge it.
No, like, charge it. Like, because you got to charge it to the game. Like, it's not going to...
Yeah, for sure.
And then also, I think my last one will be, like, sometimes it's just not even a reflection of you. Because I feel like you're so easy to, like, blame yourself when things don't work out. And I feel like... yeah, you might not have been perfect, but it's like, nah, that's not real. That's not a reflection of me. Like, that can't be a reflection of me. Like, I've never, like, I know myself and I'm confident in myself. So, yeah. I don't know if that answered the question. I hope so.
No, that's sick. That's sick.
No,
I think that's good advice.
Good. Like, I feel like it's inspiring what you've said and everything leading up into it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like for anybody hearing it, especially if they're kind of looking to get in that kind of path or anything that's similar towards that path anyway, is that it's just nice to know that, no, your journey hasn't been easy.
Yeah, no.
But it's more so like you're given the real because it's going to be places where you feel like this is it and it's not.
Yeah, no, facts. But also as well, though, I just feel like entertainment itself, like it's, like I feel like what people show online is like the fun events and like the, like, they are doing real hard work behind. But like there is a lot of work that goes into stuff like that. Like, and it's like you might not necessarily see the like staying up. Like I know people that work in music that are genuinely working like 8 till 10 every single day. Like it's not an easy field to just like, yeah, you have to really love what you're doing, really breathe it, eat it, like to really, really like see the sacrifice that you're making because it's a lot of work. But yeah, my like, journey.
Don't do it if you don't love it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you gotta love it if you're still sticking through. Even
me?
Yeah, I mean, like
I'm not sticking. One thing about me, I pick peace over everything. Do you get what I mean? Like, my friends know that. Like, if it's making me uncomfortable, if it's like making me, I'm a go. Like, I just don't think it's worth my mental health. Like,
no,
I just
but I'm not saying the environment because I feel like.
Oh no, but even like the industry, like as well. They're like, if like. So like I've like, and I'm very like, I always say I'm really self-aware. So for example, I know where I want to be in the next 6 months, and like I don't know necessarily, like I know that I'm always going to work with 10%, and I'm always, but that's from a management standpoint. Like I've also realized that I work better in like a startup environment because it's like more fluid to make change. When you work in like more like established organizations, like there is a structure there that like might be wrong, but nobody there, like it's they don't see any fault in it because it's worked for X amount of years. Yeah. I can't be somewhere like that because I know I'm a like self-starter, like I know I'm a leader, so I need to go somewhere where I can like see something and like I might not give the right, but we can have a conversation like this doesn't work. Do you get what I mean? So like I don't know if also that answered the question, but yeah.
I hear that. I do hear it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another thing I want to ask is, you was featured in recently in the magazine.
Yes.
You've been featured in a couple magazines actually.
Yes.
Talk to us.
So recently we won like Tag, my agency, which is like my baby.
What does TAG stand for?
The Advantage Group. And the name came about because like me and Alvin always said that like this is like the real story. Like I feel like when you do like a lot of finance like internships and stuff like that, they always label you like disadvantaged. And it's like, nah, like I'm actually not disadvantaged. Like I could buy all the trainers I want growing up. Like I didn't struggle for food. Like my mum might have found it hard, but like, do you know what I mean? I'm not disadvantaged. And I felt like we never wanted young people to feel at a disadvantage. So it was called the Advantage Group. And like I said, we were just delivering workshops to young people. And it was kind of like community, like it was a community group. It was like, you have a problem, we're going to give you a mentor. Like we're just going to do groundwork. And then in lockdown, we just realized that like all these brands are talking at young people, but none of them make sense. So like you see adverts and they're just so bad, or like you see like a campaign and it's just like, ugh, like what is going on here? So we started to like pivot. So we obviously still do the same, like the workshops and everything, but we also offer brands the opportunity to like work with us at either insights or like a campaign, etc., that we will lead on. And like we just make sure that even in those things, like all of the opinions and suggestions are still coming from young people and they're paid for it. But yes, recently we won funding, so we like won 10k from MiWi and Deutsche Bank, and like a lot of the opportunities that, so like we were featured in Creative Review, which is like my favorite marketing, and I was talking about it on Sunday, my favorite marketing like magazine. And then we were also featured in Dazed magazine, which is like a fashion magazine, etc. And then recently I was featured in Glamour as like 15 young.
Say it.
What was it? 15 black women shaping the UK, which I was really happy about.
Yeah, man, we'll go.
A little moment.
Do you know what though? Like, cool. And I'm gonna be real honest here.
Keep
like,
it real, son.
I think
Keep it real, son.
like, and I feel like it's that thing of destiny helpers, right? Like, I feel like a lot of those opportunities come because of who I know. Do you get what I mean? To like,
I mean, that's usually how most of the things in the industry work.
yeah, 100%. So like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like destiny helpers. Like, I'm very grateful that I have good people in my life that are going to champion me.
God does place you in them time. Well, in those situations for a reason at
Yeah,
a certain
agreed.
particular time. So it's still also you putting in your work. But yeah, but it just seems like it's sick when you have a leverage, of course, when you actually are able to know other people. I think that's also a good thing to have. But not only that, to be proud of. Like, yeah,
No,
fair
100%.
enough.
But I always say as well, like, if anything I want from this life is nepotism. Like, I want my friends to be able to call me and say my child needs a job, and I'm able to give them a job.
Yeah.
Like, or like I can call the CEO. I don't care. Like, that's what I'm like, and I will say it openly. Like,
You know what's
I've
funny?
seen situations
I
where.
was just chatting about that today.
Yeah, like I've seen situations where people are not qualified, but they have that work experience and it changes their life. And like they decide they don't want to go to university, they don't want to be in 27k debt. That's cool. I want that for my child, and I want that for all the children, like all like the kids around me, right? So, like I feel like that's what I'm building. Like I feel like my circle of friends, I'm very intentional with like my friends and stuff like that. But we're all doing things that will hopefully get us to that place where we can also experience that. Like our kids do not have to. Like, yeah, they're going to know struggle because, like, do you know what I mean? You want them to be level ground, but they're not going to have to not get a job because of their name or something shit.
Yeah.
I
Like
know
that,
Auntie
yeah.
Tumi, yeah, she knows.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, cool. Like,
And that's nice because it's like when you're first generation UK,
but yeah, first generation.
it's
Yeah.
nice because it's like when you know that, okay, for the generation to come, especially second generation, you can be like, no, I've actually got an uncle, or like your uncle.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
Or like your uncle Jonny, or like your Auntie Tumi. So it's kind of like, you know, then this, then that, then that, and then this. And it's like, yo, that's actually wavy. Then it's like, no, that's your connection of people.
agreed.
But not only do you depend, like, as if, oh, like, you know, I'm always going to them. It's just not like there's just someone I know.
But that's what I say as well, though. Like, I want people to come to me. I'm not that person. Like, come to me. If you need something, come to me. I don't care. Like, because I always say, like, my cup will be filled by God. Like, as long as, like, I have something to give, come to me. I don't care. Like, I'm not losing anything helping someone out.
That's it. I think it makes sense why obviously the output you see in the industry where you said like just a rat race because you're like, there's enough.
And I think that's like my thing. I feel like and once again, I feel like maybe it's because I have friends outside the industry, but I do feel like if you're going into that industry and anyone that does want to go into that industry, make sure you have people around you that are outside of it, that can G-check you, that can say to you you're moving weird, that like keep you level ground.
When you have too many friends in the industry, it becomes your life.
Like you don't
There's
have a
no
life outside of
separation.
it. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. And it's like genuinely, it's a PR game. Like everyone just wants to look like they're doing something cool line or want to seem like, and I just don't think it's the right way to go about it. Do you know what I mean? Like what it's like, because if they take away that job title, who are you? Like, do people like you as a person, or is it just because you was working in this place? And I don't know if many people could actually, and just like in general, I don't think many people could experience that.
I also feel like it's just like if you use your job to kind of validate who you are, instead of like that's just work.
100%.
You're letting work validate who you are. As
Yeah, rather than
the person. Then who are you as a person?
Agreed.
Because I feel like that's only as far as you can go, really and truly. Whereas you as the person, if you're actually legit, like someone I can actually vibe with, or just be like, no, I want to be around this person outside of work.
Yeah.
I personally feel like those are the people.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like every job I've had ever since Red Bull has been through recommendation. Like, obviously, I still have to interview, but I've never sat there and applied for the job. And like, sometimes I was saying to Alvin the other day, like, I've had like 3 job offers this year, or something like that.
God damn.
But I've said like, and it's like jobs I'm actually applying for, but I'm just applying to be cheeky. Like, I don't even want them.
That's a
Do you know what I
cheeky,
mean? Like,
yeah.
I just want to see if I've still got it. But like, I don't really like, not in a
I just
like,
want to see if I still got it.
Is that the biggest flex you've had on this podcast?
I think it is, bro.
no, but like, it's like, I just,
No, it's a good thing though, because
We need to do ding, 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 ding. I feel like that's the biggest flex.
We need to get a bell. A bell is the next purchase for Alpha
That sounds like a cowbell. Like, we just have to just ring
Yeah,
it.
but like, I
Biggest
just want to
flex we've had
see
on
like,
the After's
I
podcast.
just want to see if I still got it.
I just want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I always
We
know,
got
but I
evidence.
feel like it's glory to God as well, because I always say that like, God, do not take any job that I have at the moment away from me, because I would probably won't leave my bed. Like,
you remain grateful.
as much as as busy as I am, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I wouldn't want to be just doing one thing.